I'm Earl Ofari, Hutchinson, the president of the Los Angeles Urban Policy Roundtable. Look behind me. You know, I see this scene so many times on every street corner in L.A., South L.A. We're not just talking about the homeless. We're talking about people that are impoverished, more specifically African Americans that are impoverished, whether living on the street, living in encampments, or living nowhere, just out on the street, or suffering, lack of jobs, lack of health care, lack of support. And by that I mean job, health care, education support. We see this all the time, and it's getting worse. So when we have programs now, and I have no problem with that the mayor, Karen Bass, and the LA city officials providing aid and support even above and beyond what is there for undocumented workers, combating the abuse, victimization, and impoverishment, too, of many of them. I just asked the question, the city officials, the mayor has to ask the question, will, at this time, and the opportunity there, and the spotlight there on poverty, abuse, victimization, in this case, the undocumented, what about the African American poor, the black poor, in voluminous numbers on the streets in Los Angeles? What can be done about them? I'm on the corner now in South LA, a corner which, by the way, I pass many times. And we're not even spotlighting homelessness per se. We know that's a chronic problem. I'm talking about something else now. Chronic, two things. Chronic impoverishment, number one. And the second thing I'm talking about is an emergency program, a crash program, an assistance program at the local level. The funding is there to help them. So we don't want to see a double standard. And I have a problem with that. The problem being double standard. And that is helping one group, which no problem with. If there's need, and there is a need, they have to be helped. They have to be supported. I have no problem with that. The problem I do have is don't leave out, by every standard, by every demographic, by every study, by every statistic, the poorest of the poor. And that is still, and the most victimized, African Americans. So this is an extreme example here. But again, when you travel the streets as I do in South LA, you see this constantly. And I'm not talking about people sleeping on the street. God knows we see that. I'm talking about the victimization. We need a program. We need support. We need aid, emergency aid, a crash program, a crash assistance program for the impoverished African Americans that are right in our midst and need the same support. I'm Earl Ofari, Hutchinson again, taking it to the streets. This time a plea for city officials, the same concern, the same support, the same assistance, the same backing, and the same concern for the black poor. They need the same support, in some cases, even more. Again, Earl Ofari, Hutchinson, taking it to the streets. President, the Los Angeles Urban Policy Roundtable, spotlighting yet another crisis and another need. Thanks again for joining me.